Hi, good morning, Dr. Pradeep. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you, Dr. Shrinivas. How are
Yeah,
you?
yeah, it's very wonderful that we are on a Zoom call to discuss some of the important aspects which we have been postponing for a long time. Uh,
Yeah.
do you remember that we wrote a book together, Career 201? And
Yes.
yes, yes. But the lazy attitude that what we had, we could not, make it much more implementing on reality. So, Dr. Pradeep, I thought it's a high time that we need to take care the young generation of the nation. And we did a lot of hard work. I remember that those days you were very keen being making me author on that, and I think it's a high time that we bounce back on that, all the areas which are very important to the students. Dr. Pradeep, just, let's recall what was the main, ambition or main objective of making that 201 careers book?
Yeah, that's a very good question, Dr. Shrinivas. Especially when I am running a school, and I have noticed that many parents, when they come to me uh, to congratulate that their children have passed out from my school after 10 plus 2, then suddenly they ask me, can you just give me some guidance or advice that what my child should do now after his completion of his 10 plus 2?
Okay.
That there is lot of resistance from the children, from the students, that they no longer want to become just an engineer or doctor. So this particular notion amongst the parents initiated or brought an initiative in me, and I started now looking into various books, and I did a little research that how
That's
I'm
great.
going to help these students and these parents for the next batches onwards when they come for counseling to me, that what their children should do after their examinations are over.
But Dr. Gupta, I think every parent, first question will that will you able to help me, my son or daughter, getting into a medical, or maybe the basic question will be, will he get in a seat in IITs or those kind of institution, very generic. Every parent, the first dream will be their children should be either engineer or maybe a doctor, but when you started writing these different careers options, and at the same time I remember that you asked me also do a lot of research on this, and what are the other areas of career one student can pursue it. So when a parent comes to you that only engineering as the main option or medical as the main option, and what is the first thought comes to your mind? How do you make parents to how do you make convince them that there are much more broad careers are available? What are the first thing comes to your mind?
The first thing comes to my mind is that when I was a student, my parents also used a lot of pressure. There was a lot of
Hmm.
peer pressure
Hmm.
because at that time
Hmm.
there was no other avenues and no knowledge of any other
Okay.
careers
Hmm.
other than engineering or
Hmm.
medicine, which were very
Hmm.
lucrative.
Hmm.
So if you see 20 years back, parents
Hmm.
had no option and they used to
Hmm.
pressurize their students either to join engineering or
Hmm.
medical, but there was
Hmm.
a reason behind it.
Hmm.
They did it from their point of view because they thought that their children will get good jobs, get good
Okay.
salary,
Hmm.
and good salary and a position, and then they will
Hmm.
move on from there. But today, if you
Hmm.
see, there
Hmm.
are numerous and
Okay.
lots of opportunities, not only
Hmm.
in engineering and medical, but there are so many other options available.
So I just during our research, even I was thinking about that. The basic fundamental, challenge for any parent is this total social stigma. Uh, the society, appreciate more on the engineers and the doctors. But our life is not only confined to engineers and doctors, and our life is got a huge spectrum where we live and we excel. And during the, when you ask me also, one of the most important, the most of family members or children or youngsters, they would like to enjoy in a hotels and parties and all. See what I noticed. After all this money you earn, make things, like either you would like to spend on your food, on clothing, or maybe on, various entertainment, traveling. So there's a huge market, huge professional, uh, the service personal's requirement is there both in front end and back end. So my mind, always, explores the opportunity on tourism sector, and I may would like to start asking you that the life goes better when your mouth tastes better things. So I find chef happen to be one of the, normally at home you call, see, unless your mother gives you good food, and unless your wife gives good food, or sister, provides a, palatable dishes, your day doesn't go well. So at the same time, today we all are working professionals, all IT sectors have gone up, and service sector has gone up. So everybody needs time. So the very, well prepared food is served either you are on work desk or at home. The huge like Swiggy, that, and Zomato and all. These are the doorstep services which comes to you with quality food and all. So how do you think that chef as a career, and maybe the food production could be a good career?
Yeah, that is an amazing career option, and you have brought this topic that how a chef can be a career choice. So
Hmm.
before that, let me tell you that this is an incident which I remember. One parent had come to me and said that I am really very unhappy because my child has now announced everybody that he is going to become a chef. What do I do? I'm feeling like the way you said, it's a social stigma. What will
Hmm.
people, what will the
Hmm.
neighbors think? What will his
Hmm.
friends think that he has become a chef? And who is a
Hmm.
chef? Nowadays,
Hmm.
if you see, chef, if you see in Indian households, chef means anybody who makes cooks food in the
Hmm.
kitchen.
Hmm. Hmm.
But chef is now the way the captain of a ship.
Hmm. Hmm.
Similarly, the captain of a kitchen in
Hmm.
five-star hotels,
Hmm. Hmm.
in
Hmm.
cruises,
Hmm.
in
Hmm.
airlines,
Hmm.
in
Okay.
all hotels, even 4 stars, three stars,
Hmm.
restaurants.
Hmm. Hmm.
The main architect is the chef, and
Okay.
now chef is such an occupation. The whole industry, the food industry, it depends upon the chef, how you present the food, how you
Okay.
prepare the menu of the food, how you bring out new changes in the buffet, what are the new changes in the a la carte dishes. It all depends how you market and how you prepare and how you present in front of the customers. So this brings about new customers, new
So
popularity.
you
This
say that the chef as a career, as a profession, it's very lucrative, and also there are a lot of opportunities for employment, and also chef is no more is being considered and all like a cook and all. It's not like that nowadays in this society, in the, in every, verticals and every levels of the society, the chef is being considered as a celebrity also. And we could see that in many TV programs, in reality programs, food is being prepared by celebrity chefs, and the TRP of the TV television also, the channel goes very well. So we that means we should also find out the, one of the motivating factor that uh, chef cannot be just called a cook and all, and there are levels of, the designations are there. and they get a good salary and perks and a quality of lifestyle. And also, they are being recognized with the star categories. They're not being recognized with normal, things. The cruise liners are there, the best, food courts are there. And what I can say that star hotels, they give you, like ITC, Lila Palace, a lot of all, Taj Group. So they get a lot of importance and in society, and also finally they get a good food throughout life, and they understand, every chef understand the protein values, the vitamin values, and nutrition contained in the profession itself. And being a chef, one can take personal health as well as the family health. And I think on a light mode of note, the chef's wife will be very happy. And
Yeah,
the biggest challenge always happens to any Indian family, that the mothers, the wives, they spend a lot of time in kitchen. So by any chance, if head of the family happen to be a chef, whenever he gets leisure time, definitely he will make everybody happy.
true.
And most probably the whole relatives and family members, when they come onto a table for a weekend dining and all, I think the head of the family, the papa, whatever you call that, he can make wonderful uh, environment among the family and so the society. So I
Dr.
agree on.
Srinivas,
Yeah.
I will interrupt you for a moment. There is a myth that only women are good cooks. But if
Hmm.
you see in all
Hmm.
the restaurants, in
Hmm.
all the cruise or maybe five-star hotels, the chef is usually
Hmm.
a person
Hmm.
who is actually passionate about food. It's
Hmm.
not just a qualification. When
Hmm.
you are, this is not a regular engineering or a medical job. That person
Hmm.
will always remain a chef, and he will
Okay.
try to gain experience and give you the best food on the table. Why? Because he's passionate about the food. And when he
Hmm.
undergoes this course somewhere in good
Okay.
hotel management institutes,
Hmm.
he actually becomes a perfectionist, and he tries to bring about lot of changes, gives you variety. The food remains same, the packaging, the food, the variety. So that gives him a job satisfaction. The money
Okay.
is a perk which he
Okay.
gets. He's
Okay.
really happy. But these are
Okay.
jobs which are for the passionate people.
Yeah, what I could see also during when we wrote about this chef and all, I was highlighting that being a chef, that you interact with many class and level of people on when you serve as a special chef, a celebrity chef, you get connected to many celebrities also in your life, and you're being invited for the biggest parties of the world, and also you travel across the globe. And the beauty of being a chef, during my research on the book which I was, where we were mentioning on those days, no? So there is a concept called culinary art, that the aesthetic skills of, ornamenting the food. See, food, what you eat, it has to be a nutrition based food, and you should have an authentic taste of each region, and also the element of the carving aspects, ornamenting the look of the dining table, or the look of the serving space should really make environment of happiness and excitement, so that while eating food also, the a kind of the positive aspect, all the colors and the creams, the sauces, the vegetables, then fruits, that gives in an infinite energy while you are on the table. So this is one area which again I want to refocus. I think so. We now onwards, being a chairman of a school, I think you have a bigger scope. And since we are in mission mentors now, since mission mentors is not only confined to one or two professions, we are there to inspire in our career vertical to various professions. In missionmentors.in, So we need to, tell the parents and in general the society that chef happen to be one of the is as good as any chartered accountant, as good as any MBA, or as good as any architect or an engineer, doctor. And a good food provider always makes you good health and a good life. So I feel to give a five-star, ranking to chef as a profession. And would you like to, just suggest to the parents some of the, institutions in India? I think Indian government institutions are there around 24 or 25. Apart from that, I think every university is also, most of the universities and autonomous schools and all these people are, offering a bachelor's of hotel management. And in fact, out of this, bachelor's of hotel management is not only there for the food production, it is there for housekeeping and also food and beverage services, and also facility engineering and sales and marketing, and maybe the game of managing a hotel. But is chef, the profession comes in the food production. So it happens to be in one vertical, but a person who does hotel management, bachelor's of hotel management or diploma in hotel management, or culinary art, he will have a huge scope. I think we have to re-energize this thing in our articles when we write again. So, Dr. Pradeep, your final take on this.
Yeah, I would definitely like to tell our viewers and parents and students that, especially the students, if you have a passion for cooking, for presenting food in front of people, your family, and if you're really passionate about the nutrition and the food, or maybe the bakery, maybe the coffee presentation, or anything to do with the food and cooking, you must come forward. Do not feel pressurized by your parents or anybody else. And chef is now a very lucrative career, not only in India, but abroad. And nowadays, 5-star, 4-star, 3-star, even 2-star hotels are also looking for experienced and good chefs. So if you have that quality and if you have that passion for it, please go for it, because it is your decision. And if you do not do, you will miss out on it. And the basic eligibility criteria is just 10 plus 2. So after your intermediate examinations, you can join these hotel management institutes or autonomous. And the way Dr. Shrinivas said, so many universities are nowadays offering these courses. And we are also having our own book, 201 courses, and you may find all the details in that.
So this is
And
201 careers. What we are going to talk in future. Maybe our the future talk will continue on this one by one.
yeah,
And
sure.
I think there is a before I conclude our talk. There's a one beautiful thing is there. I want to tell you that because I happen to be in a few institutions where one of my vertical used to be hotel management also. Then we should talk to faculty and all. The one aspect was very clear that when a person prepares food, works in the food production area, serves a lot of the happiness comes, and in this food profession the stress levels are very low. The stress levels are very low. Of course, the service, that working hours will be different, but of course, when you are happy, the working hours will not be counted. Dr. Pradeep, thank you very much joining on missionmanagers.in, the personal career, vertical talk. And I hope you would able to spend regularly time on the careers of the book which we have, thought of and we want to implement on it. And it is, we really appreciate. And since you happen to be one of the key member and an influencer in Mission Mentors, and thank you very much for taking a time.
Thank you,
And
Doctor. Thank you, Dr.
very,
Srinivas.
thank you very much. And
My pleasure.
yeah, it's a wonderful that we had a very nice time, and this kind of things will continue. And thank you very much once again to the team Mission Ventures.